All right, guys, you know what time it is. Saturday, UFC 249. Oh, I can't wait. The one word I think of when I think of Gaethje and Ferguson is violence. It's gonna be lit. I can't wait to watch that match. It's gonna be so great. But we're gonna go down the card. We're gonna talk a little bit about each fighter, and I'm gonna give my predictions. And then Sunday or Monday, make another video. See how good I did. See if what I said or what I thought was gonna happen happened, or whatever. Anyway, we're gonna start with the early prelims. The Nico Price and the Luque fight, which, dude, this card's stacked. All right, like from top to bottom, the early prelims, the main card, it's just stacked. Like there's not gonna be one bad fight in the whole card. It's gonna be amazing. I wish this is the one card that I wish fans could go to. But anyway, we got Luque and Price. Price is crazy good. Last two finishes off his back. I got Price win this fight. Don't know too much about either one of them. I watched a couple of fights, but there's a reason why they're on the early prelims. We got Rosa and Mitchell. Got Mitchell taking that one. I got Alvey beating Spann. I didn't want to spend too much time on the early prelims. I mean, they're going to be good fights, don't get me wrong. They're going to get us hyped for the rest of the card. But, one sec here. How do you... Yeah, whatever. Anyway, I wanted you guys to look at this. I'm just out here walking. Nothing better to do. This whole lockdown starting easily, slowly come up, but it's still pretty boring. Let's get on to these prelims. All right, we got Uriah Hall and Jacare Souza. Dude, this is gonna be dynamite. This is one of my like fights to see on this card. I definitely think the winner of this fight should definitely jump up to at least a #1 contender match. I got, just because of what I've seen and the fights I've seen, and I have actually followed Uriah Hall's career, and yeah, I see him eventually being a UFC champion, and so I guess yeah, I'm gonna take him in this fight against Jacare, even though Jacare is a great competitor. Hold on one again. Check out the scene. It's just great, just walking out here. The Esparza Waterson fight. That's gonna be a banger. Obviously, everyone knows Esparza's background. She was the first champion. She came in. She ruled it for a little bit. But, then people started coming in that's been training, and she didn't really look like she should have even been in the ring with these people. But she's coming back. I got her winning a decision against Waterson. Just because, it's 3 rounds. I think a lot of these fights should be 5 rounds. But 3 rounds is all we're going to get for most of these. So then we got my underrated match for the night, the Oleinik and Verdun. All right, check this out. Oleinik has been fighting forever. His record is like crazy, like 50 wins or something. And Verdun's been doing it for a long time. Check it out. Verdun, he's beat legends. Legends of the sport. He beat Fedor Emelianenko, the best heavyweight ever. Fedor beat him with an armbar or a triangle. And both of these, neither one of them, I think they both have, knockout power, but both of them are more Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Muay Thai fighting. It's going to be a wrestling match, unfortunately. But we've seen this before. I mean, the Usman Covington fight, you know, two wrestlers went in there and just started banging. Which I don't know why, you know, just off subject real quick, I don't know why Usman's talking so much crap. Like, it's not like he whooped Covington. You know what I mean? He wants to walk around here talking about, oh, I'm the champ, I'm so bad. Dude, you barely won that fight. The referee stopped it too soon, first off. Secondly, Covington's a good fighter, yes, but like, what are you gonna do when a real challenger comes in? You think Tyron Woodley, you think he was champion that long and you beat him that easy? You think that was because you're just that much better than him? It was a fluke. A fluke, Usman, all right? You barely beat Covington. I mean, come on. Dude, like, I don't know why you talking so much mad stuff, and then you don't even want to fight Jorge. Jorge will blast you, bro, like, straight up. And then you want to take these easy fights, or you want to take this time off or whatever. Like, you barely beat Covington. If it went to the judges, it probably would have been a draw, because even though you guys were banging all the time, it still wasn't that great of a fight, and you're not a great boxer. So I see you not keeping the belt very long anyway, with all that crap you talking. But anyway, back to the fight I was talking about, the Olenek Verdum. I got Verdum winning. But like I said, I think it's going to be a wrestling match. Two big heavyweights, probably going to be a little slower, but that's coming in between the Esparza and then the Cowboy fight, so I think it's pretty good fitting in there, because then your next fights, you got Cowboy Cerrone and Anthony Pettis. I'm going to tell you something right now, boys and girls. Cowboy Cerrone is a legend in this sport, and I don't care what he does, win, lose, he's amazing. Even as a loser, when he does lose, he takes it like a man, and it's his job. You know what I mean? He's not like, you know, Ronda Rousey, and one loss you want to kill yourself, which is immature and selfish as hell. But, I mean, it's a job. You go to job every day. Some days you feel good, some days you don't. Some days you win, some days you don't. But you still got to come back and do it again. And that's how he treats it. You know what I mean? He treats it like, look, I'm going to go in here and fight. I'm going to have good days, I'm going to have bad days. I'm going to win some, I'm going to lose some. But this is my job. This is my career, so this is what I'm going to do. You know what I mean? Everyone wants to talk crap about it, whatever. Like he's a gatekeeper. Like, do you know what that means? Like, that means you will never have a title shot until you beat Cowboy Cerrone. Ever. I don't care who you are. If you're in the weight class that he's fighting in at the moment, you're going to have to fight him. If you don't beat him, you're not getting a title shot. That's what a gatekeeper is. All right, now this fight with Anthony Pettis. I think Anthony Pettis has been out since the Nate Diaz fight, if I recall. He might have had I think the last fight was the Nate Diaz fight. Cowboy, obviously, last fight he had was against Conor. And, you know, unfortunately, you know, Conor picked him up real quick. Cowboy didn't throw that fight. It's just not the type of person he is. I think Conor just brings this different type of hype. And, you know, Cowboy's type of fighter, you know, he likes to get touched a little bit, back up, you know, get the game plan going. And Conor was just like, look, go in, pop, 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 don't let up. And that's just what happened, you know. And it happens all the time. It don't make Cowboy a bad fighter. I mean, I guarantee, like, look at this fight. Like, I still, out of all these fights, this is the only fight I still haven't, like, picked yet. Just because, I mean, I know Anthony Pettis won the last fight, but that was a couple body shots. Cowboy, you know, it hurt him pretty good. But I don't think that's going to have anything to do with this fight. Both coming off losses. You know what? I'm going to take Cowboy. I think Cowboy's going to win this fight. And I think Cowboy's about to go on an amazing run that we've never seen. And he's actually going to finally catch a title before he retires. He's going to be like a Bisping story, but obviously Cowboy's an amazing legend. He could retire right now. He's a Hall of Fame, you know, right now. But I just think he's about to go on an amazing run just because of his heart and his will and what he's done for the game. I think he's just about to get on this hype train. He's about to just go on a smash. That's what I want to happen. We'll see. So I'm going to take Cowboy over Pettis on this. All right, now we're going to start the main card. Now, this main card. Now, I do disagree with this. This Hardy Castro fight, I think it should have been on the prelims and one of these other 4 fights, like this Uriah Hall Souza fight. That's going to be so amazing. I think that probably should have been switched with him on the main card, but, you know, whatever. Greg Hardy, his name. You know what I mean? He used to play for the Cowboys. He's good. Controversial is what comes to mind when I think of Greg Hardy. Like, who the hell uses an inhaler between rounds? Like, what are you doing? You can't do that. So, you know, I haven't seen much of this Castro guy. I do know that he was kind of getting beat up his last fight. Dude rushed in. He caught him with a left hook. Dropped him. I'm going to take Greg Hardy. Just because, man, like, look, no matter what his past is, right now, he's fighting in the UFC. All his motivation, everything he's trying to do, everything he's trying to succeed in this life is in the UFC. He tried to succeed in college. He tried to succeed in the NFL, and he succeeded in both of those. Now his passion and his grit and everything he's working for is now in the UFC. I don't know if he's ever going to be a champion. I don't know that. I don't know if he'd have to go down to light heavyweight after Jones. I don't know how that's all going to work out. But I do think he's going to be a contender, and he's going to be around for a while. I think after this fight, if it's an exciting fight, I think he can get a big-name opponent next maybe. Obviously, if he loses, he might have to start going back on the undercards or think about a new career. I don't know. Depends on how it all turns out. Now, this Jeremy Stephens, Calvin Kattar. And these are two bangers right here. Stephens hasn't won for a while. Not a lack of trying. Obviously, that those two matches with Yair Rodriguez, the first one where, 15 seconds in, he caught a eye poke or something, and, they had to run it back the next month, and then he lost. Calvin Kattar just came off a loss, but he's a heavy-handed banger, too. Dude, this is going to be a fight. I want to see Jeremy Stephens win. I really do. I think he's been one of, like, the lower gatekeeper type people that, you step in the octagon with Jeremy Stephens. First off, you know it's going to be a fight. I don't care if you win or lose. When you fight Jeremy Stephens, you going to know you just fought Jeremy Stephens. I mean, hands down, he's a legend in the game, too. I don't think he's got, it's either he hasn't gotten the right fights or he hasn't won at the right time to edge his career out like contenders. But Kattar's up and comer. Jeremy Stephens is a legend. I got Kattar. I got Calvin Kattar knocking Stephens out about the first minute of the third round. And that's going to bump him up to Calvin Kattar is going to then should fight a top 5 opponent. And then with a win there should be right in the belt, getting the belt, or at least fighting for it. Now, this next fight is by far what I've been waiting on for so long. Francis Ngannou, and I don't even want to destroy his first name, but I know his last name is Rozenstruik. Rozenstruik, I know most UFC fans, especially the casual ones that don't really pay too much attention, don't really know this guy. He's got a long record at kickboxing. Like, he's like 76-4 or something like that is his record overall in MMA. He's been around for a while. Francis Ngannou, after that loss to Stipe, and then that I don't even know what that was with Derek Lewis. You can call it a fight, I guess. I mean, I don't really know what that was. Then he came out on a rampage. That fight, come on. Every knockout video has that knockout with Ngannou knocking out Alistair Overeem. With that left, just uppercut to the side, knocked him straight out. Now, the Rozenstruik, he beat Overeem too, knocked him out with 8-9 seconds left. I think he pulled the Mark Hunt and did they hit him and then walked away. So the ref kind of stopped it because it looked like Overeem was about to get back up. I mean, it split his lip pretty damn bad, but I mean, I don't know if it was still should have been called a knockout by the ref. And then if it would have went to the judges, obviously Overeem would have won that fight. Francis Ngannou is going to win this fight. Francis Ngannou is going to win for a while. I don't care if it's Stipe. I don't care if it's Daniel Cormier. I don't care if John Jones makes weight at heavyweight and comes fight at heavyweight. Francis Ngannou is going to be the heavyweight champion. And unless something crazy, freakishly happens, he's going to set all the records at heavyweight with keeping the belt the longest, the most title defenses. Francis Ngannou is going to be here for a while. And before he's done, he will be pound for pound best fighter ever to fight, especially in the heavyweights. My personal opinion, he's about to go on a tear. And I feel sorry for everybody because Daniel Cormier, one more fight, win or lose, he's going to retire. Stipe's not getting any younger. I mean, Rosenstrike, Overeem, you got a couple other names in the heavyweights there, but nobody's really up there, especially somebody that can compete with Francis Ngannou. So obviously I got Francis Ngannou. That should be a 5-round fight. Being a 3-round fight, I think it's going to turn a little different. I'm not really sure how he's going to win. I see a knockout in the second round. But even if it goes to judges, I think Francis Ngannou is going to take it. But I do also believe that because Stipe isn't even working out, like his state's locked down, cool. You can't do push-ups at home. You can't. I see these people doing all these type of home workouts, and you can't work out, so you're not working out at all. Okay. Daniel Cormier is talking about retirement, and he's waiting for a Stipe fight. So how long until this heavyweight fight happens, and then how long until after that, till whoever wins this fight, the Francis Ngannou Rosenstrike, before they even get a heavyweight title match? So I do agree that this should be an interim heavyweight title match. I know they're calling it #1 contender match, but this should be an interim heavyweight title match. Whoever wins this should be called the heavyweight champion. And then after Stipe and Cormier, whenever they figure out what they're doing, dancing around and figuring out what they're going to do, then the winner of that faces the winner of this, and then they unite them to the undisputed. That's what I think should happen, but that's not what's happening. I don't know why Dana White thinks any different, but, you know, hey, he's running the company. He's a millionaire. He's way smarter than I am. All right, now, Henry Cejudo, Dominick Cruz. I've been watching UFC for a very long time. I know the ins and outs of every UFC match that's ever, like, all I do is sit around and watch matches, and then I watch them over again, and then I study this fighter and this fighter, and then I study heavyweights, and it don't matter. Like, I know the ins and outs of all the UFC, okay? I've been paying attention to it since day one. You know what I mean? Like the Frank Shamrock, Tito Ortiz days, the Chuck Liddell days, the Matt Hughes days, the George St. Like, I've been paying attention, and I know quite a bit. I mean, I've been pretty addicted to the UFC for a long time. But this Henry Cejudo guy, I don't like the dude. I don't know why. I think it might be because we're so much alike. Like, he's short. He's stout, you know what I mean? He's good at wrestling. He's knocked a couple people out, you know, this and that, whatever. I mean, that's fine. But just the way he talks, man, I just can't. He's just annoying. So bad. And it's like he's not clever at all with any of his comebacks or talking crap at all. He's calling Dominick Cruz princess and saying he's brittle, and I don't know about all that. All I know is when Dominick Cruz gets in the octagon, he wins. One time he lost to Cody Garbrandt, and strictly only because I feel like Dominick Cruz didn't take Cody Garbrandt serious at the time. You can tell Cody Garbrandt did his work. He studied Dominick Cruz, and he out-cruised Dominick Cruz. The head movement, the boxing, you know, the cardio, the quickness. Like, he out Dominic Cruz. That's the only time I've ever seen that man lose. ACL, shoulders, groins, it don't matter. This dude comes back and he wins. He beat TJ Dillashaw when TJ Dillashaw was juiced up. And I see Dominic Cruz winning this fight, making Henry Cejudo look kind of dumb the whole time. Taking the belt back. And hopefully, God willing, no more injuries. And Dominic Cruz can finally be the leader of this division we've been waiting for him to be for a long time. TJ Dillashaw comes back. I think he's going to get a title shot just because, why not? Depending on how this Cejudo Cruz fight goes, you know, obviously, if it's a good fight. If it goes 5 rounds and it's a draw, if it's a good fight and it's just, you know, one mistake kind of messed it up or whatever, and then they want to run it back, cool, you know, and then we went 2 out of 3. That's fine. But Henry Cejudo is cocky. He has teammates that aren't necessarily as good as they think they are too. I mean, you know what I think about Usman. And unfortunately, I guess just Justin Gaethje's in that crew too. But Justin Gaethje's a banger, bro. Justin Gaethje's probably my favorite fighter. I think he is what brings toughness and violence and fight and grit to that whole team. That's just personally. Because you got these wrestlers and Usman and Cejudo and I know there's a couple other guys. Top of my head, I can't remember. But there's these wrestlers or whatever that don't really bang too much. But they got Justin Gaethje in there, boy. And I'm telling you. And that brings me back to the last fight. Anyway, I had Cruz beating Cejudo. I don't know if you guys got that. Ferguson and Gaethje. Interim lightweight championship match. Really? Stupid train. Now listen. If Ferguson wins this fight, he will be a 2-time interim champion in the same division before even getting a chance to unite the titles for undisputed. I do like Tony Ferguson. I do like what he says about, there's only 2 men that signed that contract. Him and Gaethje. Nobody else matters right now. You know, Khabib went to Russia on, you know, because it's where they told him to go, whatever, got messed up, whatever. Khabib's not important right now. Connor's not important right now. Justin Gaethje has 2.5 to the first 3 rounds to knock Tony Ferguson out. If it goes past round 3, Tony Ferguson is going to win by decision by the judges. Justin Gaethje's amazing. But he gassed himself real fast because he comes out to bang, and if he don't knock you out, he's just gassed. But I see Justin Gaethje winning this fight because this is going to break up the Tony Ferguson-Khabib stuff. And honestly, I don't think we're ever going to have to worry about Tony Ferguson-Khabib again. Because what I see happening is Justin Gaethje is going to win this fight. Then he's going to beat Khabib. It's going to be a minute before Justin Gaethje loses that belt. Khabib is going to lose to Justin Gaethje. He's going to retire. Tony Ferguson is going to lose to Justin Gaethje. And then he's going to go on to a losing streak because he just lost himself. Love Tony Ferguson, don't get me wrong. He's always going to be second best in a division with Justin Gaethje. It's crazy how people jump up and down on weight classes and stuff. And obviously I can be wrong on all of this. This is just my opinions, just what I've seen, actually just kind of what I want. Honestly, what I do see is Tony Ferguson winning because he cuts people up and he just beats them up real bad. And what I've seen so far is he's been hit by a lot of big dudes and knockout power punches, and he ain't been knocked out yet. So if Justin Gaethje can't knock him out, he's not going to have the energy or the cardio to keep going. You know what I mean? It's just how it's going to happen. And Tony's just going to pick him apart like he does everybody else. That could totally happen too. But I'm just telling you, in my opinion, that I think Justin Gaethje's going to win this fight. He's going to knock him out. Then he's going to knock Khabib out before he has a chance to take him to the ground. Because we haven't even seen the wrestling of Justin Gaethje. And he's an amazing wrestler. Like, he has so many accolades of and medals and trophies of wrestling. We just haven't seen it in the UFC. So, I mean, I don't see anybody trying to take him down. I mean, I guess we will see. Anyway, these are my predictions, and this is my latest video for y'all. Please comment, subscribe. You know, comment just ideas, and I'll talk about them. I don't care what they are, sports or my life. I'm going to school for sports broadcasting, so hopefully y'all gonna see me on ESPN someday. I just love this. This is what I'm supposed to do, so this is what I'm gonna do. My boy editing my videos, my son Keegan, love that kid today. He's gonna do amazing things with his life, man. That kid's got some talent, and he's gonna do some crazy stuff with his life. And I'm gonna do everything I can to help that. But right now, we looking forward to UFC 249. Finally, something happening in sports area, and it's gonna be the most watched thing in the world. It's gonna be so amazing. And Dana White did the right things, setting up the right fights at the right time. Love y'all, and I'll see y'all after the fights.